Hello, good afternoon. This is the part 3 of internal combustion engine MCQs. So in third part, we'll focus on Carnot cycle, Otto cycle, and diesel cycle. So let's start with the first question here. In Carnot cycle, the working medium receive heat at lower temperature A or B higher temperature or C constant temperature or none of the mentioned above. So the question is, in Carnot cycle, working medium receive heat at what temperature? So answer is B, at higher temperature. Let's see the explanation. Uh, in a Carnot cycle, the working medium receive heat at higher temperature. Heat received at higher temperature and reject heat at lower temperature. I hope this you understand. The next point. Second question is, in Carnot cycle, the working medium reject heat at, just now we see it's a lower temperature. So let's see the explanation. So in Carnot cycle, the working medium reject heat at lower temperature, working medium receive heat at higher temperature and reject heat at lower temperature. Next question. In Carnot cycle, what is the working fluid? Options are a real gas, ideal gas, natural gas, or none of the mentioned above. Let's see the answer. Answer is B, ideal gas. In Carnot cycle, the working fluid is an ideal gas. It is not an actual cycle. So Carnot cycle is an ideal cycle. So working fluid is an ideal gas. So Carnot cycle is an ideal cycle. Fourth one. The isothermal process of Carnot cycle need vary mention of piston to maintain the constant temperature. Constant temperature maintain करने के लिए isothermal process of a Carnot cycle need a very option A is slow motion of piston or fast motion of piston or medium motion of piston or none of the mention above. So motion of piston तो उसका कैसा रहना चाहिए to maintain a isothermal process. So its answer is slow. The isothermal process of Carnot cycle need to be very slow motion of piston to maintain a constant temperature. So isothermal process of Carnot cycle need to be very slow motion of piston to maintain the constant temperature, while the adiabatic process need to be fast motion. In case of adiabatic, it needs the fast motion to complete a adiabatic process, but in case of Carnot cycle, it needs a very slow motion. So, okay, next one. The adiabatic process of a Carnot cycle need, just now we seen, it's a very fast motion of complete adiabatic process. Let's see the answer here. Answer is B. The isothermal process of a Carnot cycle need very slow motion of piston to maintain a constant temperature, while the adiabatic process need very fast motion to complete a adiabatic process. Next one. For a given temperature T1, as the difference between T1 and T2 increases, COP of Carnot heat pump, COP means coefficient of performance of Carnot heat pump, will either increase, decrease, first increase, then decrease, none of the above. So let's see the answer. Answer is B, D. For a given temperature T1, as the difference between T1 and T2 increases, the COP of heat pump will decrease. Okay. COP of heat pump is equal to T1, the given temperature, divided by T1 minus T2. As the value of T1 minus T2 increases, here it's written that difference is increases. As bottom portion will increase, the COP will definitely decrease. So this is the explanation for this one. So as difference is increasing and difference is in bottom part, so definitely COP of heat pump will reduce. Seventh, a Carnot heat pump is used for a heat a house. The outside temperature is minus 3 degrees centigrade and the indoor temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. If the heat loss from the house is 40 kilowatt, the power required to operate a heat pump is. So here is a numerical problem. Let's see the solution for this one for the Carnot heat pump. Okay. So here is the explanation. So COP of heat pump is equal to heat loss divided by work done. So it's T1 divided by T1 minus T2. So here is the 40 kilowatt is their requirement heat loss. So 40 divided by work done equal to 273. 273 is the uh, temperature T1 plus 273 is the Rankine cycle that temperature. 27 divided by Here 27 divided by 27 minus 3. So this is the difference of temperature. Here it will get plus 30. It's 27. Here it is indoor temperature is 27. So total answer will be, here we get 30 divided by 300 multiply by 40. The work done is here. It will go like at the bottom, it will go here and it will come in this side. 30 divided by 300 equal to 4 kilowatt. So let's go to the next. Answer will be the D for this one. Next question. A Carnot cycle is to be designed to attain efficiency of 0.75 if the temperature of high temperature reservoir is 727, then the low temperature reservoir will have to be maintained. Let's see the answer here. The Carnot efficiency of is equal to T2 minus T1 upon T2 plus 273. Here it is efficiency, Carnot efficiency. So here equal to designed to attain a 0.75. So 0.75 equal to here 727. This 727 will come this side, 727 minus this T1 requirement plus 727 plus 273 is equals to. So this is the answer at the final we are getting. 750 minus 727 equal to minus 23. So this is the answer. Answer is C for this question. Ninth one, a cyclic heat engine does 50 kilojoule of work per cycle. If its efficiency of engine is 75%, heat rejected per cycle will be. So for 75%, how much will be the heat rejected if heat engine does 50 kilojoule of work per cycle? So let's see. If 50 kilojoule of work is done and 75% is that efficiency, then it's equal to Q1 will come here. It is like 1 by 3. So 200 divided by, means it can be written as 3 by 4. So 4 will go here. It multiply by 50, 200, and yeah, like 3 by 4. So 3 will come down. So work done equal to Q1 minus Q2. So Q2 equal to 200 divided by 3. Here it's minus 50. So it is 50 by 3 means 16.6 kilojoule. With 50 kilojoule of work done per cycle. So that's why Q2 is 50 and this one comes from here. 16.6 kilojoule is the answer is B. Last one. The Carnot cycle refrigerator operate between 250 degree Kelvin and 300 degree Kelvin. What is the value of COP? So 250 and 300 is there and refrigeration cycle is this. So answer will be the COP equal to T2 upon T1 minus T2. So T2 here it is 250 divided by T1 minus T2, which is equal to 5. So COP will be equal to 5. So in case of refrigerator, it's a T2 here in the top. T2 upon T1. Next. Next one is the thermal efficiency of a standard Otto cycle for a compression ratio of 5.5 will be. For Otto cycle, this is related to the Otto cycle. Thermal efficiency of Otto cycle for a compression of SF 5.5 will be how much percent? Option A is 25%, 50, 70, 100. So for the Otto cycle, the answer is B, 50%. The compression ratio of 5.5 will be equal to 50%. Answer is B. Next, the thermal efficiency of Otto cycle increase by increasing. Option A, pressure ratio, compression ratio, temperature ratio, or none of the above. So let's see the answer. Answer is B, compression ratio of Otto cycle efficiency can be increased by increasing the compression ratio. Third one, the Otto cycle consists of A, two constant pressure process and two constant volume process, two constant pressure process, two constant entropy process. two constant volume process, two constant entropy process, or none of the above mentioned. So it is like what consists Otto cycle. So answer is B. In the Otto cycle, two constant pressure and two constant entropies are there. Okay. Next, thermal efficiency of a theoretical Otto cycle is A. Decrease with increase in compression ratio, increase with decrease in compression ratio, does not depend on the pressure ratio, or none of the above mentioned. So for 15th one is answer is C. It doesn't depend upon the pressure ratio. Thermal efficiency of Otto cycle, theoretical, not depend upon the pressure ratio. 14th one, what is the work output of a theoretical Otto cycle? So it's increases with increase in compression ratio, or increases with increase in pressure ratio, increase with increase in compression pressure ratio, or none of the above. Let's see the answer. So it answer is B. So the work output of theoretical Otto cycle increases with increase in compression ratio and pressure ratio. So it depends on pressure and compression ratio, this theoretical Otto cycle. Next one, the mean effective pressure of an Otto cycle increases with increase in A, pressure ratio, B, compression ratio, C, temperature ratio, D, none of the above. So let's see the answer. Answer is B. So the mean effective pressure of an Otto cycle increases with increase in the compression ratio. Otto cycle is directly proportional to compression ratio, so the increase with increase in compression ratio. So Otto cycle is directly proportional to compression ratio. So it is increases with increase in compression ratio. Next, in Otto cycle, the heat addition take place at constant temperature, constant pressure, constant volume, or none of the above. So let's see the Otto cycle. Its answer is constant volume. In Otto cycle, heat addition take place at constant volume. So keep remember this one. Otto cycle heat addition take place at constant volume. If compression ratio of an engine working on Otto cycle is increased from 5 to 6, air standard efficiency will increase by. So if compression ratio of an engine of on Otto cycle increase from 5 to 6, then what will happen to standard air standard efficiency will increase by 1%, 20%, 16.67 or 8%. Let's see the answer. Answer is D. It's 8%. 5 to 6, then air standard efficiency will increase by D, 8%. If compression ratio of an engine working on Otto cycle is increased from 5 to 7, the percentage increase in efficiency will be, before it was 5 to 6, now it is 5 to 7, percentage increase in the efficiency will be, answer is D. It's a 14%. Okay, next, last question. The constant volume cycle is also called as A. Carnot cycle, B. Joule cycle, C. Diesel cycle, or Otto cycle. So it's a constant volume. Constant volume cycle is an Otto cycle. Just before we seen that the heat addition at the constant volume, so it's a constant volume cycle is an Otto cycle. Answer is D. Next, related to diesel cycle. Diesel cycle is also known as A. Constant volume cycle, B. Constant pressure cycle, C. Constant temperature cycle, or none of the above. So diesel cycle is known as a constant pressure cycle. B. Diesel cycle is known as a constant pressure cycle as the pressure is constant in this cycle. Diesel cycle has a constant pressure, while Otto cycle is a constant volume cycle. Just before we seen this one here, 21. Otto cycle is a constant volume cycle. Diesel cycle is constant pressure cycle. Next one, 22. A diesel engine has compression ratio from in the range of 6 to 20, 10 to 15, or 16 to 20, or 25 to 40. Let's see the answer. A diesel engine has compression ratio from 16 to 20. So answer is C, 16 to 20. Yes. Next, in diesel cycle, heat addition take place at A. Constant temperature, constant pressure, constant volume, or none of the above. Let's see the answer. It's a B. Constant pressure. Diesel cycle is a constant pressure cycle, so heat addition also take place at constant pressure. Otto cycle is constant volume. Heat addition take place at constant volume. Next one, 14th, 24. The combustion in compression ignition engine is compression CI engine is homogeneous, heterogeneous, laminar, or none of the above. So let's see the answer. For compression ignition engine, it's a heterogeneous. in nature, not in homogeneous. For combustion in compression ignition engine is heterogeneous. 25. In a diesel engine, the fuel is ignited by spark injected fuel, heat resulting from compression air that is supplied from the combustion or combustion chamber. Let's see. Answer is C. Heat resulting from compression air that is supplied from combustion. So in diesel engine, it's done by in this process compression air process. But in case of auto cycle, it is for petrol SI cycle. In case of SI engines, it will be from spark. Next one. The thermal efficiency of diesel cycle having a fixed compression ratio with increase in cutoff ratio will increase, decrease, be independent, none of the above. For cutoff ratio, let's see, the answer will be the decrease. So thermal efficiency of diesel cycle having a fixed compression ratio with increase in cutoff ratio will be decreasing. Okay. Next one. The pressure at the end of the compression in diesel engine is approximately 10 bar, 20 bar, 25, 35. Let's see the answer. It is D, 35 bar. The pressure end of the compression diesel engine, the pressure end is around 35 bar. What is the combustion in spark ignition engine? What is the combustion in spark ignition engine? Homogeneous, heterogeneous, laminar, or none of the above? Let's see. It's A. Combustion in spark SI engine. It's talking about SI engine. So it is homogeneous. But we see in the diesel engine, it is heterogeneous. For diesel engine, it is heterogeneous. For SI engine, it is homogeneous. The combustion in spark ignition engine is homogeneous, while the combustion in compression ignition engine is heterogeneous. Okay, next. If the temperature of an intake air in IC engine is lowered, then efficiency will be if temperature of intake air in the IC engine is lowered. If temperature will lower, then efficiency will either increase, decrease, remain same, or none of the above. Let's see, the answer is A. If temperature of intake air is air in IC engine is lowered, then efficiency will be increasing. Next one. This is the last question. The fuel in the diesel engine is normally injected at pressure of 10 to 15 kg per centimeter square, 20 to 25 kg per centimeter square, 60 to 80 kg per centimeter square, 90 to 130 kg per centimeter square. Let's see the answer. Answer is D, 90 to 130 kg per centimeter square. The fuel in the diesel engine is normally injected at pressure of D, 90 to 130 kg per centimeter square. Hope you like this session of third part of IC engine MCQ. We'll meet again for the next part. Till then, keep tuned. Bye bye. Thank you. And do like and subscribe this one. Thank you. Bye.